Good afternoon slash morning slash evening, esteemed guests.
Hello, folks.
Yeah, just trying to make sure I do one last thing. Hang on. I've done all the bads.
Oh yeah, most likely what you're gonna need to do is
Hold on,
balance
a
my
script.
audio, because I'm probably blasting everybody's ears.
I thought that was my job.
Oh, my mic is very loud.
I
There we
can
go.
tell this is gonna be a good one. Welcome, everyone. I am
Oh,
Wolfman2000. You may know me as Danstead. We have Lost the Pirate. We have Jason Aralani. And we have two teams basically hoping to kick a lot of butt, but only one team gets to keep on kicking.
Womp womp.
And for some reason, the team tracker isn't letting me mark what is going on. So, whoops.
Huh. That's weird.
Yeah, it does that sometimes. And we're off to the races, ladies and gents.
And Jason
I say
has new internet.
Great. That purple is looking lovely.
So just so it is clear, we have Team ShotgunFistFight, which consists of Chemo, Cascade Hope, and Phalad, against the team of Gecklamatee, which comprises of Alucard 2004, In the Name of DT, and Wild Anaconda 69. Due to, well, we can only fit really 4 at a time, but we have a Khadgar link available for those that wish to follow along. Just be careful because there may be minor time warping issues when you do that.
Yes, the restream, the 4 featured runners are on a roughly 30-second delay. Also, GG, nice ice trap there. Are on about a 30-second delay from real time, whereas the Khadgar runners are about 5 seconds delay from real time. So if you are watching the Khadgar, you will be seeing into the future slightly, just based on how our software is set up.
Okay, I think I've caught up on getting my stuff as synced as possible, so I am now good to hopefully call the proper action.
Meanwhile, I'm over here just trying to make sure I haven't broken things. I feel like that's the important job of a restreamer.
That is fair. Ooh, interesting stone selections for DT. I mean, hopefully, the Dongo's a quick dungeon, but... Oh, hi there, Hammer.
Yep, Alu picking that up for Anaconda. I saw him get it just a moment before.
And
at least I think that it was for him.
Phalad just got it too. Crap. So Jason has new internet. We're gonna see if I can mess this up even more.
Hey, always fun.
Yeah, I got a new internet provider a few months ago. Okay,
Bolero for Cascade.
Yeah, Cascade
Player 2.
So hopefully that means we don't have to worry about all dungeons for the player 2s, but, you know, the other players may get lucky, they may not. It depends.
I mean, most of the seeds that I've rolled for restreams have had an all dungeon seed. So, we'll find out who gets hit this time.
Alright, Sunsong in the Ice Cavern for Phalad. And I'll do what I can to keep an eye on our 2 off-stream runners now and then. But we gotta keep most of the action on our 4, unless I see like a very good hint or something.
Frogs 2 is dead for, I think that's World 3.
That is correct. And Ooh, DTC's strength, that is wallet locked.
We're also getting a glimpse at the World 1 medallions now.
Not a bad selection. Now multiple hints. Alright, Grave check is dead. Graveyard itself still has something. Ooh, and the Dungo's Cavern for DT. But just not the fountain.
Also, so far, World 1 and World 2 both have a stone forest.
So just to double check, are we looking at 2233 on the restream?
No. We've got 2-2 on top, and then Phalad is number 3, while Alucard is number 1.
Oh, okay, so you're inverting it. Okay. I'm used to them being like 1 at the top, 2 in the middle, 3 at the bottom, and like whichever sampling from each team it being in that order. This is going to throw me way the hell off all day. Fair warning, chat. I am going to call the wrong player number a zillion times because that's just weird. Jason, you have weird design choices. Also, hey, a Mirror shield.
Also, a bow for 20 rupees that was sent to the appropriate partners. Also, for player ones, it looks like Desert Colossus and Graveyard are Ways of the Heroes if I saw them correctly. And now we have a whole bunch of archery, town exploring, and 2 members going for the Deku Tree for Shotgun Fistfight.
Also, be fair warned that I am probably going to mispronounce Gecklamatee a whole lot because I hadn't really looked super closely at some of these team names until now, and I thought that team was Gecklamatee. Just completely wrong. Every possible conceivable way of wrong.
I initially thought the same, Lost. Don't
Hey,
you
Alu
worry.
seeing that Wasteland is dead, Kak is way of the hero.
And Graveyard.
Was that Colossus? Or Graveyard, okay.
According to chat, it's pronounced Gecklamatee. Or something along those lines.
So kind of a slant rhyme to Calamity?
I guess.
That I can probably manage.
Should have called it Guacamele.
Also, I just saw an interesting hint on Anaconda's side, but I'm gonna let you two decide if I should reveal it yet, or if we wait for Phalad to see.
We'll see here in a second.
Phalad will see it soon enough.
You're probably
right.
right.
Once he finishes up Deku, he'll be heading into town.
Wow. DT going for the angled ground shot for that Bombchu, and is about to be rewarded with...
Ooh, bomb bag for Alu.
That
now, I had
bomb
missed when
locked
DT...
bomb bag.
Technically, hard to say, but I missed when DT got his at first.
Yeah, I think that was fairly early, but I didn't quite catch it as well.
So it was probably during my attempt to get things synced up for commentary.
And while I was trying to figure out who was which player.
Alright, thank you, Link Force. DT had first 5 chest bomb bags, basically. Now Phalad going for the Deku Tree basement skip. I found it a little bit easier to work with since I started messing with RetroArch, but due to the nature of Multiworld, all these runners are using BizHawk, if I recall correctly.
Yes, currently BizHawk is absolutely required to play Multiworld. Currently. Oh goodness. that low health sound. Cascade, what are you doing to us?
Oh gosh!
Cascade is the only player out of the 6 in this race with clean audio, so we can't actually switch to anyone else. I'm sorry, Chad. Jason is at the controls, so can maybe turn that down. I don't know how loud it is for you. I have it barely audible, and it is still way too loud for me.
All I have to say is, what the hey?
I have turned it as low as it can go now. It's still a little on the noisy side.
You'll most likely be picking up some health once he drops down. Facing in the pool in front of the scrubs, we'll probably grab some health there. So hopefully we won't have this neighing going on too much longer.
Also, Alu, I'm gonna have words with you for blowing up that dog with the bomb shoes.
There we go. Okay. The neighing has ceased, at least for now. But oh good god.
Don't worry, it'll come back, I'm sure.
Oh, I am very sure you are right.
Why does that worry me even more? And
wow. Alu learning what he's about to get when he gets to Hyrule Castle. Player 1 getting Epona's on the ZL check, getting a hint about it, about 2 minutes before actually acquiring it.
Hey, if you keep going this way, you'll get this thing.
Me and you check that hint when you first grab the egg. I always check it when I first grab the egg, and then I do the Adult River play. But I know that is not a common opener. It's just because I can't get time of day for any of the other openers. I'm bad, and so have to take alt strats.
Don't worry, I'm bad too. Oof. Anyway, Phalad did take out Deku Tree and did gain the light medallion for it.
DT
and
just
DT
got
seeing that Forest is Way of Hero.
A Stone Forest Way of the Hero.
Fun! Let's hope it's on Phantom Ganon himself.
Also, Phalad's thing has been updated. All 3 worlds have a Stone Forest temple.
Oh my
Jason, what'd you do to us?
Do we really have to see the Poe sisters that many times?
Well, no, because only one world has it Way of the Hero so far.
So, both of our Gecklamatee restream runners, DT and Alu, are both waking up Talon. Whereas over on Anaconda's side, he is playing Talon's chickens right now. So, they are all interacting with Talon in some way.
Oh, okay. To be fair, I purposely paused the timer so that they would sync up so I could actually commentate them live.
Yeah, I can't manually do that.
Yeah, so you're...
I know I'm in the future by about 30 seconds. It's okay.
So whenever I talk about the 2 off-stream runners, it's going to be roughly at the same time as the 4 that you see.
Whereas I don't have the tech set up to delay. And Phalad finally leaving the forest, getting his very first potato.
Also, DT got Song of Storms from Zelda/Impa. And now, about to see the Boulder of Destiny!
Okay, and the team tracker is giving us some trouble, so we're trying to get Shotgun updated with that light medallion. It's just being fussy. There we go. I don't know if that was me clicking it or somebody else that got it to work, but let me see. No, that was somebody else, because I'm trying to undo it and it's not working. And Alu now, playing with chickens. Everybody's favorite.
Chickens are fun.
I thought the favorite was messing with the Kakariko Cuckoos.
No, that's what everybody hates.
Ah. Subtle difference. Alright, Tektite Grotto check for DT. And Heart
Most
container,
likely a
double
heart
defense.
container, possibly double D or an ice trap.
And oh, Alucard not succeeding with chickens.
And in the meantime, Cascade has just bought a scale, but I couldn't tell who it was for.
Phalad. Meanwhile,
That literally
DT
just
has light
popped up.
arrows.
DT being sent some lights.
Feru arrows.
Anaconda is over in Lon Lon Ranch, so may have had something to do with that. I wasn't
That's
looking
what-
at the time.
I can confirm that it is the Lon Lon Orange Grotto, and that's where Alucard just got the hammer.
Wow.
And now, the hint that I was curious about on Phalad's side is right around... not that one, though knowing of Jabu is important.
Double Jabu is
Knowing
important.
of Jabu's important.
Making sure you're aware, Jabu is on the way of the hero.
Ocarina
That was
teaches
Sarios.
Sarios.
Okay, so P3 Mystery AD. One of those ones where there's only 3 checks locked behind it, but you never know.
And it's not going to be one of those where it's logical AD for, like, Minuet or something along those lines, because Forest Temple is a stone.
Yeah, so Minuet will have to be available at some point prior. Logically.
So this means the only team, or the only player we're unsure of with regards to all dungeons is player 1's. After
Don't
all,
recall seeing Alu or Chemo
Ah.
finding out. But I'll try and keep an eye on those to see if we find that out.
could have sworn I saw it and it gave an indication, like, it was Bolero, I think.
Oh, okay.
No, that was player 2.
I thought that
Yeah,
I thought when I said that was P2.
So we don't know of P1.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know player 1 yet.
P2 is possibly logically AD if there is something on the volcano. The trick to do that with hover boots is not enabled in this, and there's always the possibility of hover boots being on the volcano.
That would be something I would do.
It's a good thing the new version of the Ocarina of Time Rando allows for Randomizer so that we can put all these items in such crazy locations and get everyone all frustrated as all get out.
Oh yeah. Funsies.
And
And
now,
over on the Khadgar, Alu picking up some out of logic bomb chews and picking up his own scale in Deku Tree. So that is where P3's scale came from. Or at least the first one.
wait a second, I thought Alu was on the main one.
Alu is on the main one.
Anaconda.
Oh,
I heard...
Did I say Alu?
I heard Alu
I
too.
might have. I may well have said things wrong. Y'all know how often I just smash words together into things that come out of my mouth.
Also, World 2 Goron Pottery is a strength upgrade.
When are we getting used barrel?
What is the used barrel in this context?
Oh, I was talking... I don't remember if I was talking about used pizza or wooden barrel. I was talking about one of them and somehow smashed the names together into used barrel.
Ah.
That's a
Like, I was
third
talking
Jabu way of the hero hint for... Oh no, sorry, Phalad had the 2. Never mind.
Yeah,
I
Phalad
think I
has
was talking...
two.
Doesn't matter.
Sorry. My apologies, I don't like to interrupt people.
I think I was talking to Wooden Barrel about used pizza during a restream that we were providing commentary for, and what do you know? Kakariko is on the way of the hero. I don't think our players would ever visit that region without getting that hint. P1 just finding that, Alu just getting it.
I actually rolled a seed where Kakariko only had a boomerang. It had Prelude and Serenade in Kakariko. And I was so mad that wasn't
so
the one
close to the
seed.
dream.
That
And
was
yet
the
so
one seed for the Baron Kakariko. I was so mad.
so close yet so far.
I was just about to ask if that boomerang was required.
It was.
It doesn't matter if it's required or not. It is a unique item, and therefore cannot be in a foolish region.
Wait.
Or a
That,
region cannot be
wait.
labeled foolish while possessing it.
That was another Stone Forest Way of the Hero. for Phalad.
Lovely!
So World 2 and World 3, Stone Forest Way of the Hero.
Also, I can't help but notice Phalad has gold scale.
Yep.
Yep, that is what he's got marked. Corresponding player Anaconda on the other team, their personal tracker's only showing that they have silver, which I saw them get just a bit ago in Deku.
Was that a vanilla extract slingshot?
Effectively.
Alucard
I admit, I'm
found a
not used.
slingshot in the chest, the slingshot chest, but gave it to Wild instead.
I may have to borrow vanilla extract. I'm used to using spicy vanilla, but I think vanilla extract works better. Hi there, Bombag.
Hey, Chemo getting sent first bomb bag off of Cascade's Child Fishing.
Apparently, World 2 has a stone DC Way of the Hero as well.
Ooh.
Fun!
This is a Jason seed,
Weird.
guys.
I mean, here's the thing. Dodongo's Cavern is relatively quick if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, whereas Forest is exceptionally linear and not especially quick because you have to fight things.
Which is worse, Forest or Shadow in that regard?
I mean, I was terrible at both of them, so,
Fair enough.
if anyone who didn't watch my seed when I played my multi-world match.
Alu practicing safe strategies by teaching them to DT.
Zooter safely.
And DT showing the opposite of protection.
Sending explosives to teammate Alucard.
Phalad, I don't know if you can ever get the Super Kukos behind Talon like that, Phalad.
There is a strat for if you are just absolutely horrible at Talon's chickens, where you take all of the non-super Kukos, all the regular Kukos, you throw them back behind Talon next to the stairs, and so when his fly out into the mix, that they're the only 3 out in the room. Oh, that generally takes a lot longer than flailing around and just grabbing everything you come into contact with. But it is an option if you're desperate.
If you
Palu
don't wish to,
enjoying that ground jump.
if you do not wish to, if you don't wish to prep the Kukos before the game, just only grab the ones that don't have a cursor above them.
Also, this does not bode very well for Gecklamatee. Off screen on the Khadgar, Anaconda not doing B1 skip, just going in back and going through B1. That is an ominous note for Gecklamatee there.
Yeah, I was.
Hey, it took me.
I was extremely happy.
To get used. I mean, it took me a while to get used to the bomb jump, and or the ground jump, and I still mess it up.
Yeah, if I have bombs to go into Deku Tree, I am incredibly excited. But I still remember.
I'm more reliable with my backup B1 skip, just the glitchless jump, compared to the ground jump. I am much more reliable with what most consider the harder strat. And getting some buffering, at least on my end, on Alu's side, so I will refrain from commenting on that for a moment.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. He's back.
So, honestly, the bigger issue for me, I think, is I just had more luck testing that with RetroArch compared to the BizHawk build that our runners are using.
I used to do solos on Retro and multis on Biz, but now I just do everything on Biz just because I've gotten used to how that handles, and switching back and forth is more frustrating.
Yeah.
Even though the controls
Oh.
aren't quite as sharp, it's easier than switching around.
Maybe I need that sharpness right now. And I just saw Phalad get a hammer, or at least pass a hammer on.
He passed the hammer on to Chimo.
Purchasing it from the scrubs.
There was also light arrows down there.
Yeah, Anaconda picked those up off screen a little bit ago.
So those were DTs, so Cascade will get those light arrows after he's done shooting, rupees.
Yeah, once he gets out of this minigame hut.
It's a very ominous minigame hut, by the way.
There.
Oh!
I mean, at the very least, Cascade is getting 8 or 9, so not losing rupees, just time.
Mm-hmm.
And off-screen, Anaconda having a very rough Goma fight, but she is now down. So we'll be collecting that light medallion shortly.
And in present time, Chemo just left the fenced grotto, and is probably going to make their way eventually over to... Wait, that's not the way to Gerudo Valley. Oh, you're going to the open grotto now. I gotcha.
And now we have DT
if you're
going
in the
through.
neighborhood. Looks like Cascade's trying to decide, do I go for that heart container or not?
Folks, player 1's Ocarina of Time, Requiem of Spirit.
Oof. That's big yikes for me, dog.
They do have Medallion Spirit.
So that means...
That is likely logically all dungeons. Whether or not it is practically required, who knows. Although Alu getting the nice news of
Fire Temple Foolish?
Foolish Forest Temple, yeah. Nobody likes doing forest.
That wasn't forest, that was fire.
Nobody likes doing fire, sorry.
It is a medallion, so he'll still have to go do fire, but...
I am not familiar with Alu's tracker, and off-screen Chemo doesn't have any of his stones or medallions labeled, so I don't know what's what. Since I can't see the lovely overlay that chat can.
It's okay, I can see that.
I know.
That's why I'm providing that at least.
Look at it.
Mm-hmm. Alu seeing that Kak is Way of the Hero.
Hey guys, Way of the Hero Village is Way of the Hero.
That place that has a ton of stuff. There's something useful there.
Also, Cascade having some issues with this bomb she bowling. Ah, there we go.
There we go. I still haven't consistently gotten the diagonal strat, but then again, I'm just used to aiming it down the middle and hoping for good timing.
It's not too hard to do the setup. It's just pull out a chew, shove your back against the back wall, and face straight forward. And then as soon as that chew explodes in your hand, hold Z and don't let go. And you keep the right angle for if you stand at the fourth from the left black bar. Just drop the chew and it'll hit the center lanes. Although if your second of the 3 targets is top, then you kind of got a free aim. There isn't... I believe that there is a reliable setup for that, but in my experience it's faster to just free aim the middle.
Someone in chat was asking if anyone has got an adult yet. I know none of our featured runners have. I don't know about the other two.
Neither of the off-screens have either. Everybody is rockin' Child 1.
Yeah.
Nobody taking my opener of Early Adult River. It's not my opener, it's just one of the openers, but it's the one I use. I like it because it's nice for my time of day abilities.
I'm still trying to figure out my time of day
Ooh, and DT,
stuff.
that was second or third try, but getting that jump slash on that Skulltula up on the vines, that's a pain in the backside to do when you don't have ranged weapons. Although he does have bombs, I'm not really sure why he was using sticks.
Alright, Phalad giving Chemo some rupees. A good find in that case. Chemo was almost out.
Still no wallets found, though, I believe.
That is correct.
Yeah, I don't believe we've seen any. And neither of our off-screen runners have those tracked on their personal trackers, so I don't believe that's occurred anywhere yet.
Yeah, I can confirm no wallets have been found. Or at the very least, if they have been seen, they haven't been collected.
And there are a few wallet-locked items, so some of our runners are going to be looking for that.
Okay, I must have missed this part of one of the new music shuffle features. Why am I hearing the Majora's Mask mid-boss music in Kakariko Village?
Because you can now, if you know what you're doing, and granted it is not free and easy, but there are ways of modifying music files so that the randomizer can import them in the offline build. It is not a feature available on the website patcher and patch applier due to copyright issues, but it is something that if folks want to put in the time and effort on the offline build, that they can tinker around with.
Well, considering that Cascade is messing with the Kakariko Kukos, this tune is perhaps appropriate. Ooh, Gerudo's Fortress is foolish for Alu.
No horseback archery for him.
Thank goodness.
And 30 skulls dead.
I am not a defender of 1500 archery.
I'm not a fan, but I do think that it should remain in the race settings. Is shuffling audio tournament legal? Yes, largely because it can actually bite you in the backside if certain things end up as certain fanfares.
Yep.
Horseback archery is one of those.
Yep, if you have a really long get item sequence, it takes a little while for horseback archery to end and play through that sequence and transition you to actually getting your something at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Had that happen in a solo or a multi-world the other day.
Getting cat's so foolish.
I think that actually happened in the EU Weekly today.
That happened to me on a practice seed, and that was when I was like, okay, so I'm not going to randomize fanfares when playing my matches. I'll still randomize my music, but not the fanfares.
Yep, and since these are tournament matches, they cannot be plandoed with any sort of this will get randomly assigned to my get item music. There's no way of manipulating that. So if you've got random stuff mixed in, some of it longer and shorter and whatnot, it's up to chance. There isn't a means of forcing that in any of the builds. Oh, I'm gonna keep using fanfare shuffles for non-tournament races, just because I like it. It's fun.
Same.
But yeah, there are potential downsides, and so it is a risk that runners can take on if they want to.
Alucard getting a lens.
Yeah, that came from Wild Anaconda in one of the 2-decker scrub holes. I am confirming which one now. Ah, the one right
looks like
by
he's
Saria.
outside Sacred. He's in Sacred Forest Meadow, real time checking the hint stones, leaving there. So would be the Song of Storms Grotto in SFM.
Yeah, that one.
That place with the thing.
And apparently I missed what Cascade got from Kuko's because they're leaving.
Well, chat didn't explode in excitement, so...
So probably the usual junk.
Yeah.
Here's $5 for collecting all of my chickens. Come back later, guess what? They're all out again.
Also, the next Ocarina of Time Rando seed that I get a chance to play, I'll probably mess with the Fanfare Shuffle again.
It has been fixed. That is one of the things that we're kind of waiting on to get 2.1 out the door, was making sure that fanfares were behaving themselves. It wasn't actually custom fanfares that broke 5.0. It was a combination of fanfares and background music and how they were used in RAM. Alu getting hit, iron boots there.
And,
DT also getting iron boots.
Not the same grotto, but that was
Interesting thing.
It was also Alucard
Yeah.
who got iron boots after getting a Lake Hylia Baron, so that was kind of funny. No, there's nothing really you need iron boots for in Lake Hylia, short of getting into his stone water temple.
And Anaconda seeing that Forest Temple Way of the Hero hint off screen. Everybody loves Stone Forest.
A huge shot.
Oh, I didn't see the spelling, but was that a legitimate hook shot in the Bombchu shop?
No, that was a huge shot.
Okay. So, one of the things that we need to emphasize, folks, is you may have noticed that some items are ice traps, and picking them up means you are a fool. Either that, or you cause someone else to be a fool. Hard to tell. But in order to identify whether items are foolish in shops, they are spelled differently.
Like huge shot and Feru Erus.
The reasoning for that is if you get punished by an ice trap in the overworld or whatnot, that's frustrating and can lead to some sketchy situations, but they're generally minimally punishing and just fairly annoying. Whereas if you spend a whole bunch of money on one in a shop, that can result in a lot of having to farm back up to what your money count was. And so just kind of one of the design choices for the rando was to not have the ice traps be completely hidden in plain sight. They are there, and they've got to tell in the shops so that they aren't as punishing.
Which means if you notice the misspelling and then buy it anyway, that means you are being a loving douche to one of your fellow multi-world partners.
Yep, that is why, at least in the folks that I tend to play multi-worlds with, one of the requirements is know how to spell. So that A, you don't accidentally buy ice traps for people, and B, you don't accidentally not buy important items for people. Because take a quick glance and think it's misspelled, and don't buy it thinking it's an ice trap.
Lost. I don't know. I feel like you might have experience with someone having done that.
I don't think I was the personal victim of that. I was just well aware of it happening.
Oh, okay. DT getting that...
And DT forgetting how to get into that grotto.
I figured it out.
Chat can't see it because they only are seeing the game feed, but there was definitely a head shake there on DT's side of just like, God damn it, I forgot.
Well, at the very least, DT is wearing a very nice t-shirt. So
That's a
kudos
Rufus
to him.
letter.
Ooh! Yeah, I just caught that.
That's kind of useful. Didn't see who it was for, but
I think it was DT's. I didn't see
Yeah,
any
it was.
other.
It was his own. Ah.
Sponge, that's rude. Don't do that.
I mean, I've done it.
Oh! DT has to have Saria's song for a mirror shield.
But it's Stone Spirit.
also, if somebody who is able to interact with the team tracker can update Shotgun to 2 light medallions, off-screen Chemo has picked up a light medallion. Trying to click on it and just nothing's happening, so...
What is the music that was just playing there?
Oracle of Ages or Oracle of Seasons, one of the dungeons.
Oh.
Yeah, we did ask, none of our featured runners, or none of the participants in this had clean audio. The closest was Cascade, who had a whole bunch of custom sequences, so we did make the request of, can you at least keep it Zelda? So, yeah, we're getting lots of custom audio sequences, but at least they should all be based in the Zelda franchise somehow or another.
I just know I haven't played all of the Zelda games, so it threw me off for a little bit. That's another bomb bag. That's Player 3's bomb bag. Player 3 doesn't have one. Or at least in the case of Phalad, doesn't have one.
So
Anaconda does not have one marked on their tracker, although they do have some chews marked, so
well,
theoretically they've got some explosives.
DT does need to
Hey,
farm a
it's
little bit of
Cass's
rupees.
sorry, I'm enjoying the accordion.
Yeah, I noticed some Cass music earlier, but didn't mention anything about it.
So, World 2 had Darunia's Dance leads to a Mirror Shield, but they do have a Stone Spirit.
That is my understanding.
Those are hover boots for Anaconda. On Rolling Goron.
And DT has just delivered the bomb bag to Wild. And then Wild sends love back to DT. And oh, Graveyard has a hook shot on Alu's side.
Well, it does have bombs, so it's in logic to get there now.
Yeah.
Right, to get the bean.
Oh, that's right. Yep. I completely forgot.
These are not bean shuffle.
He has a Stone
and
Spirit.
Seeing fishing in maturity is an ice trap, so
if
you feel like trolling your teammates, you got a 2 out of 3 chance of sending that ice trap to somebody else.
Salty Sponge pointing out that Mirror Shield could be for any of his other teammates, so it's not necessarily for his Stone Spirit.
Yep.
And in fact, it's definitely not. It can't be.
Who's gotta do AD? We don't rightly know.
Hey, DT found Greg.
Picking up Greg for Wild, not his own. Wild is now valid. DT is not still.
So, what it was just clicking for me is World 2 had Saria song did they have Bolero AD or Saria song AD? I can't remember.
I believe.
Go ahead.
I believe player 2 it was Bolero, which is
okay.
probably not AD, but there is that slim possibility that it could be.
Okay, so it's not.
And it may well be logically AD.
all three of our players for both teams have the potential for all dungeons. As a reminder, I believe the player 2 is a Bolero. I want to say player 1 was Saria and player 3 was Requiem. I may have player 1 and player 3 inverted.
You do.
I was going to say that sounds correct to me, but I guess maybe it's not.
I know.
Off screen, we finally have somebody who went adult, by the way, Chemo, in Death Mountain Crater as an adult now. So we finally have somebody who is facing reality and growing up.
Hope you like the college loans, Chemo. Though I think Chemo did appreciate the Song of Storms, at least.
Yes, that was lovely to get at the Bolero check. Alucard will get that eventually. I don't imagine him completely avoiding Crater forever, so I think it's fairly safe to assume he'll pick it up at some point. Ooh, and seeing Anaconda get a goodie over off screen. I will wait and see if that shows up on either of our featured runners, because I didn't see who that was for.
I'm keeping an eye out. It was Wild's own item.
Ah. Wild picking up something that is absolutely going to be required for himself in Bottom of the Well. Phalad, not working on that just yet, but picking up Song of Storms
I
from
mean,
Saria.
it could be the next location.
Yeah.
And Kokiri Forest, Way of the Hero. Little late for that.
Say. We didn't see anything useful in Meadows or the shops.
Not at all.
Nothing.
Ooh, Phalad now passing a lens of truth to Chemo. While Cascade is taking a dive. And
Ooh, Aloe learning that Skull Kid has somebody's double D's.
I do.
well, protection does help, but a different type of protection here.
Yeah, no, that's the implants, not the condom. Different lewd joke entirely.
Dun, 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 dun.
I was not expecting that direction.
Oh yeah, no, those are the implants. Alu's gonna be somebody's sugar daddy this seat if he decides to go visit Skull Kid.
Lost, we need to commentate more often. I'm just going to leave it at that.
I am a large part of the reason why ZSR is tagged mature. Let's be real. I am a large part of why. Phalad enjoying Song of Storms in Kokiri, gonna be able to check the grotto there, right outside of Lost Woods.
While Cascade didn't exactly get something good out of Memory Game.
Oh, I have done comms with Beryl.
Barrel or pizza?
I think we were commentating Pizza's race. I think that's how that all went down. Cascade seeing another Forest Temple Way of the Hero.
Also, we got to see that the chickens for World 2. And it was just a heart container. Or a recovery heart.
Ooh, iron boots for... Actually, that was Cascade's own, right?
Also, I heard a kitty.
Oh yeah, I got Kitty sitting here. She's purring.
Nice and
I'm
close up to the
sorry,
mic.
I
Oh,
had
yeah.
missed that.
Now she's like putting her paw on my arm, like, hey, come back, come pet.
Alu is... I must have missed the check, but Alu is actually planting the bean in Death Mountain Crater.
Okay, so that confirms that it is not P1 that had Valero on AD.
It has been confirmed, 100%.
Get kitty purring ASMR for you here on ZSR today.
And, Cascade passing some ice arrows to Phalad. Well, we haven't encountered Bongo Bongo yet, so that may come into play. And now we have...
We have buffering on my side.
It blipped for me for a second, but is it back for you guys?
I'm gonna have to
Alu
refresh.
is back, everybody else is buffering. Cascade coming back for me.
I'm good. As I said, I just had a refresh.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's coming back and now getting that necessary synchronized party going on my side where everybody's resyncing.
Which means I'm soon going to encounter that.
DT visiting Dompe. I don't think we saw Cascade do that earlier. Oh, but it's not something useful today. Just bomb refill. And Phalad, first of our featured runners to go adult.
Woo!
Corresponding player Anaconda still in Child 1.
That's a bow.
Teammate Chemo, the only other player who has gone adult so far.
Now, DT's going to see if there's anything useful in the grave. Bonk. Bonk. Bonk.
Piece of heart.
Zonk.
Not important. Ooh, Cascade getting hovers for Phalad. That's gonna come in handy.
And Alucard checking the boulder.
Is this going to be a good destiny or a bad destiny?
Well, Cackway the hero found inside.
It's like the third one that
And
he's
just
gotten.
some arrow refills for DT.
A bad destiny.
Yeah, it's not great. Oh, and DT getting sent an ice trap from one of his buddies. Must have been from Anaconda off screen.
Yeah, I think Anaconda just left the lower Zora River grotto. Speaking of grottos, Phalad dealing with the re-deads and does so successfully.
Not an adult specific check though, so isn't going to give us a whole lot of insight. Ooh. Oh hey, Greg!
Cascade found Greg on their own.
For Phalad.
Oh, for Phalad, right.
Phalad just got Greg.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, that's why Child Link was used for Majora's Mask. If it was Adult Link, we would have had to face Majora's Mortgage. Thank you, Polyganon. This is why we keep you around, Polly.
And looks like Alu following probably about 20 minutes behind Chemo as player 1 going adult.
While DT still wishes to go river cliff diving, or at least hovering. Gotta love the ability for
Going on
Kukos to
an
just,
adventure.
yeah, and just glide across. Not have a care in the world. And, alright, Alucard jumped off the beam and then jumped off before the song. Let's try that again, shall we?
Take 2. And getting the goodie that Chemo did a little bit ago. Picking up Song of Storms.
And then a claim check.
Also being sent a claim check.
If he hasn't gotten a big round hint, may as well just go get it.
And
Since this
rupees.
tournament is not being played on 5.1, this is being played on an older 4.x dev build.
That's a boomerang.
Big Oron is still hinted at claim check to claim check.
That was a boomerang for Cascade.
Nice find by Phalad.
And we know that they can also get Ruto's letter, so... Which I think they might...
Polly, I can't say that was according to plan if it was just 20 rupees.
No, it was Alucarding the plan.
I can't keep a straight face.
Unfortunately, I am not very witty and cannot come up with puns on the fly.
Yeah, this is why we keep Polyganon around.
I can come up with some puns. It's just I have to be careful.
Ooh, Alu missing the little shithead, but getting him second try.
Phalad having trouble with his Skulltula here.
The Skulltula isn't the easiest one, but with Alu missing the Goron, well, hopefully there's...
try.
Yeah, at least we know there were no rocks for brains.
A little troublemaker only holding 20 rupees for him today.
But that does regain access to the Goron shop as an adult, which has an affordable slingshot if pricey.
Slingshot for Anaconda. Anaconda does have one tracked already, though.
True.
So, not strictly necessary.
And in the meantime, it looks like Chemo has started exploring Dodongo's cavern. I know
Chemo is working on DC, and off-screen Anaconda has gone back for Adult 2 now. I think was using that bomb bag to do, or not bombing, was going child, just doing a few odds and ends checks before switching back adult.
Uh-oh!
Oh, shit! Phalad getting the hint of the century for player 3. Outside Ganons is on the way of the hero. Hunt for 3 strength begins. He's currently got 0.
You're welcome.
I never said thank you yet. Oh wait, I just did. Dang it!
And another cack way of the hero. Our runners would never visit there without that guidance. So essential. DT visiting the little troublemaker as well now. Let's see if he has something better for 2. Nope! Another 20. Had a 20 for player 1 and a 20 for player 2.
Went to player 1. Also, I appreciate the Jason ... from No Pen Name Girl.
You apparently roll interesting seeds, especially when it comes to multi-world.
Well, yeah, that's what I do best.
Cascade now learning, if not relearning, about the mirror shield.
And Water Temple Foolish for player 2.
Now DT is deciding it's time to explore DC. Ooh, I missed the lens pickup.
I missed Alu getting implants. But I'm noticing Double D there now.
I'm sorry, the mental image.
I'm sorry, that's what the double defense is.
Oh,
Not how I'm used to it.
that was player 1, Wave the Hero for Desert Colossus with Requiem on Ocarina of Time.
That's risky, but it could still be the song or the fairy. But it potentially being the arch is dangerous.
Yeah, that could be annoying for them.
DT with a nice strengthless setup to go up the stairs. Is that accounted for in the logic?
I believe so. Using bow to trigger the staircase is one of the tricks that can be enabled, but I believe using strength is default logic.
Well,
I'm not
and DT also
100%
has
sure
actual
on that,
bombs, so
yeah.
Oh, then in that case it doesn't matter.
And getting sent a refill just now, so not as worried about using them up. Phalad in Goron City Maze. Oh look, a nickel. And oh look, Kakariko is Way of the Hero. I want to say Alu got that same hint on that same stone.
We may as well just sing of Kakariko's praises now. Kakariko!
Ooh, looks like from Phalad we're going to be getting the checking the hammer chest with hovers attempt. Even though he's got a hammer, I'm kind of confused as to why. Maybe he's just wanting to practice right now while in a tournament race? I'm not quite sure.
Meanwhile, Cascade got a hook shot. Oh, you got it.
Phalad has a hammer equipped right now. Getting back there. I'm kind of confused.
That was a nice shot.
A nice shot for himself, though. And prepping to
Reset?
save warp out. Yeah, save warping out, even though he's got a hammer. Okay, somebody add that to the notes of things to ask runners about when we're done with this.
So, Phalad.
Phalad, so about that hammer maze with the hammer equipped?
Oh,
Yeah, perhaps with Phalad wanting to practice the trick, maybe they think they're becoming a little bolder.
Cascade just missing that bridge. Got there and started moving forward just as the bridge started lifting up. That was a big oof on Cascade's side. Oh my god, Polycana.
Polygon, and I'm suspecting the two of us need to commentate one of these days.
If Polly wants to join the comms team, gotta put in an audition. Probably need to review and see if there have been some auditions submitted in the last month, because I haven't looked
Rip.
in a few weeks, because we've been in tourney in the off season, but still also in tourney season because of the multi-world, but not in the main solo tourney.
I mean, just wait till we're in
We're
the
in an
solo
awkward
tourney.
phase in rando restreaming right now. We're kind of both in the off season and not.
Welcome to the world of side tournaments, everyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh, DT picking up a boom for Alu. He'll get that as soon as he walks out. Ooh, and Alu seeing a strength for Anaconda.
That is a
double wallet locked.
double wallet locked required strength.
Oh, and that's a yeah. So Alu needs 2 wallets before Wild can have 3 strengths. Joy. And remember, those 3 strengths are needed in order to access Ganon's Ferry, which has something.
We're not sure if Anaconda has seen that hint or not, though, although most likely. But we saw Phalad get that hint for sure.
Also,
oh, hey, look, another bomb bag.
Itsu pointing out, wait, he just used his hammer.
Oh yeah, no, he had his hammer on a C button when he was doing that. Like, that's why I'm confused. Ooh, Alu getting a long shot.
Wait, from the crate?
Yup, it was Alu's own.
And I don't know what Alu's water temple is, because can't read his tracker, and
it's a stone.
Chemo has not bothered to label anything.
It's a stone.
Fun.
I can possibly read Alu's. Hang
and
on.
off screen, Chemo getting that same news about that strength. Chemo currently in that shop, seeing that 205 ruby strength for P3.
Yeah. So I did confirm Alu's is a stone. Fortunately, I have the ability to actually full screen one of the runners on ComView to double check that.
Way to be all fancy
I
on
should
us.
probably have the restream available to just like click over and glance, but I already have 6 streams running. I'm kind of wary to try adding a 7th to the mix.
There's a reason I haven't opened up the 2 off-stream runners.
If ever I'm restreaming, I can't. Like, it is way too dangerous. I simply can't. But
I could probably try, but I still need to go through that eventual application process, and I have just been delaying on that for personal reasons.
All good. It's volunteering to do this stuff, so it's as people decide they want to help out, and if they are in fact capable of helping out. The desire sometimes is still mitigated by reality.
What are you talking about? I get paid in the tears of the people that run my seeds.
You accept a very strange form of payment, Jason.
Well, I mean, Void gets paid in crayons, so it all works out.
Aww, I wish I got paid in crayons.
And well, that was interesting. Hope just gave Phalad extra sticks.
And for those who are enjoying Multiworld, we do have that staff Multiworld All Sanity.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
Coming up shortly. Yes.
That's the thing that
I'll be having fun with that soon.
That's the thing that I've made sure my Saturday has been free for.
Which Saturday specifically? Because I may be out of town.
It's the ZSR staff.
No, I mean to watch.
Oh. I don't remember if Trez has made it public or not. Let's check the schedule.
Please say I'm not out of town for that one.
I don't remember if Trez is added or not, so...
I don't think he's added it, but I think he said it was because...
Nope, it is! It is on the official ZSR schedule, so... Fine saying it's next Saturday, under a week away.
Saturday the 12th.
Okay, I can watch it. Assuming I don't have to stress too much about packing then.
Yes, it will be starting at 11 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. UTC, which is 8 a.m. Pacific for me. Gross, but hey.
Hey, me too, Lost.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, no, me and Jason and Shadow Magi, we're the Pacific restreamers, and so it's like we don't want to hose all those Euro folks, but we also don't want to be awake at ass o'clock in the morning. So it's a very delicate balance of how early do we start, how late might we end. Words just getting smashed together.
How end might we late?
For how they work.
By the way, Alucard just got Zelda's Lullaby from the windmill.
That's kind of an important one. Might have been worth going adult earlier to pick that up.
So, okay. So DT got an item and accidentally just did a single slash instead of a jump slash on King Dodongo. So had to wait for him to roll a third time.
Cycle.
And Cascade went to go buy a Hylian shield only to realize he's 1 rupee short.
Oh, dang.
Our player 2s are doing fantastic right now.
There, rupee get.
Headache gained.
Yep. Off screen, we are seeing Chemo is a child and is headed to the Hyrule Castle Fairy Fountain. Anaconda is adult working on DC, just lit the eyes. Just to give an idea of roughly where our off-screen runners are at.
I am still not used to your future tense, Lost.
I don't have any way of adjusting where they're at, so I'm just looking at where their stream feeds are for me.
Fair enough.
Which, granted, yes, is about 20 seconds in the future.
Well, as far as current stuff, looks like Chemo is about to get that reward from the Hyrule Castle Fairy. Nuts.
I didn't realize this, that because you have the ability to get that discount from for buying your Hylian shield, but you still need to have 80 rupees in order to click that you wanted to buy it, and then he'll say, hey, you heard about us from this guy? Oh, well, I'll give you a discount for it. That was what happened for Cascade. He only paid 50 rupees, but he still needed to have 80 rupees to show it. I didn't know that.
Because the listed price is still 80, and what the discount is randomized. It can be 0 to 40 rupees off.
Oh.
Was it always random in the vanilla game, or was it just 5 rupees?
I honestly don't recall.
Okay.
And off-screen, Anaconda taken down King Dodongo. So we will have one more thing to mark for the team tracker in just a moment, although I won't know until the cutscene of which thing. It's red or blue, and I don't know which.
Well, in the meantime,
DT picking up fire arrows. For Wild.
I don't think they were DT's fire arrows, and
they were Wilds. I saw picking up fire arrows for Wild.
I didn't
Pretty
hear
sure
that
that's
part.
what I said. I might not have said what I think I said, but that's what I think I said.
When it comes to multi-world, our own brains get tossed. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow Lost over here had some of my thought processes.
It's all shuffled around. It's rando.
Exactly.
It's a stick!
And DT now learning how to dance with the windmill guy? Wait. Windmill guy isn't a Goron. Never mind. But once DT gets Zelda's Lullaby, that does mean a mirror shield is available. Right now, the only known instance of Zelda's Lullaby, I think, is for the player ones.
That sounds correct, but I'm not confident in that.
Oh, 30 rupees for a huge rupee.
We take those.
Those are kind of nifty to know, just in case somebody, you know, has to buy a few things for the rest of the team.
Like some strengths?
Yeah. Well, once he gets the wallet upgrade, he'll hit 500, but if you need to buy more than a couple things... Oh, and Alu seeing Death Mountain Trail foolish for the P1s.
And,
Getting
yes,
some
Alu
Goron
heading...
Lullaby going on Death Mountain Trail for Cascade.
I thought that was just an item pickup.
Oh, that might have been his item pickup noise as well. I just heard it.
Oh! First wallet find for Alu. And that came from Dodongo's Dodongo Cavern Deku.
Oh, one of the scrubs.
Actually, now that I noticed it, Chemo probably has that as well. Yeah.
Most likely, although looking at it, oh, yep. Chemo does have a wallet upgrade tracked on his personal tracker, so.
I mean, you could also just check to see the amount of rupees.
Fair enough. Yes, it is visible that there is an upgrade, but this is pre 5.1, so this does not have the lovely visual indicator that we now have for spectating races of the changing color of the rupee next to your rupee count, indicating which size wallet you have. It's one of the nifty little changes that doesn't really have a lot of gameplay effect, but is nice just for convenience and especially for spectating.
Speaking of nice, DT just
Picking
looks
up
like
magic.
However,
Or
I think that
not
magic was...
himself by the look of it.
Yeah, Wild actually has double magic.
Yep. Perfectly fair. Teammates have 0, he's got 2.
Wild just hoarding all the magic,
all right.
that's all. Wild gets to be the only wizard of the
myself
group.
for just a moment because I am about to eat a snack and y'all don't want to hear that.
Nom nom nom.
You only want to hear it if the kitty's making silly noises. You don't want me making weird ass noises.
Okay, so that just means you have to step away and put the kitty back on.
I mean, I can try, but I don't think that would work very well.
I'm staying neutral.
And the mic would still probably pick up, like, packaging from me unwrapping this treat that I have for myself.
And,
Ooh, DT picking up a wallet for Wild.
Yep.
Hey, Hostess snacks were on sale at the grocery store the other day, and so I bought a bunch. Sue me. I'm having a snowball, goddammit.
Cascade just found Phalad's Ruto's letter inside Dodongo's cavern. It was the entry Deku scrub.
Wasteland is an ice trap.
Well, Wasteland is foolish then. Good to know. Alright, in the meantime, Wild is visiting the Goron City Song of Time Grotto. If anything important happens, we'll likely see it on the others. And 0.5 out of 3.
How
DT already
specific?
had Hylian Shield.
How specific? That's a hook shot for DT.
Oh. Alu sending that over. Finding that in Dodonko's Cavern Scrubs.
I thought that was the small chest. Maybe I misread that.
Looked like he was coming right out of the Scrubs room when it got sent over, so I'm gonna
Fair
go with
enough.
Scrubs.
And... oh, I see interesting stuff. Yep, Chemo just gave Cascade a wallet now. Apparently Phalad really wants to go up that waterfall. I thought the song said to don't go chasing them.
I mean, those arrows are very important.
We'll agree to disagree there. Now Cascade learning about the love of arrows. And... well, that hint came a little late for Phalad. Actually, now that I notice it... what? I'm not really hearing music right now from Cascade. Did it really roll to nothing?
No, it most likely is just something very soft.
I think also Fanfare Shuffle.
Might be like inside of Jabu, where it's largely just atmospheric weird sound effects.
I think there's also the possibility for like fanfares to sometimes cancel out the music.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Yeah,
it-
there's still a handful of hiccups with that. Most of it's been ironed out, but not entirely.
Right, this is the build prior to that.
the game
A
breaking
few
ones
builds
have been.
prior.
And
Cascade sending Chemo a boomerang.
while Wild just sent DT a Lens of Truth. Now Alu is ready to take on King Dodongo, with Cascade following suit.
And Polly continuing with the puns in chat.
Oh, DT doesn't... I can't tell if DT is happy, relieved, or angry about learning of Zelda's Lullaby there.
Seems to be having some sort of visceral reaction to it, from what we can tell from face cam. DT and Anaconda being the only two players with face cam, although Anaconda is mostly hidden by his mic's pop filter. Can't really see his face, so... So we aren't going to be able to give a whole lot of commentary on facial reactions to dumbs occurring, but if we notice something, we'll try and pass that along to y'all.
Alright, 1500 archery is dead for Phalad. So there's at least one world where we don't have to deal with that.
Happy
Actually,
bit of
two.
news for me always.
Actually, two, because one of them had Gerudo Fortress's Baron!
Oh, hey! Phalad being sent a hookshot must have been from Chemo.
That is correct, from the Kokiri Force shop.
Ah.
Finally had the money to buy it.
We are starting to get the wallets.
Oh, hey,
And-
look! Kakariko is Way of the Hero for Phalad. I'm
Okay.
kind of curious, like, the fact that we haven't been tracking any individual. We don't know, like, if anybody has seen a third Way of the Hero hint to point to additional items in their own world. We've just seen, across all runners, lots of Kakariko Way of the Hero hints. Also, off-screen, Chemo seeing that the news, I'm sure Alu will be happy to see it when he eventually gets it, or if he already has gotten it, it's possible. That outside Ganon's is foolish for World 1.
But required for World 3.
Well, as far as we know, required for player 3 to get there to get something. But it might be something that is logically required, but sequence breakable. It's hard to know. That's one of the things with these hints is sometimes they're bait.
That
And
actually
it's a matter
happened.
of being able to read the seed and understanding how much you still need. It's part of the skill in multi-world.
Give me a moment. I just wish to quickly double check something.
DT
Okay.
heading in to visit Darunia.
Since I'm not seeing it listed as a race, I can safely say we had that same situation just happen in today's European Weekly, where we had an item that was logically required but not hard required, and it may have annoyed some folks.
Oh yeah, people never stop complaining about. Oh well, that was that was kind of relevant there. The
Yep,
DT just picked up off Darunia.
Wild's Mirror Shield.
And Spirit is a medallion for Wild, so that is important. Yeah, that is one of the ongoing debates is, you know, strength of hints versus tricks enabled. And how enabling more tricks makes hints more closely match gameplay and be less likely to be bait. But there is the feeling amongst some players that strength or that hints are too strong already. So it's a point of debate going on.
I think some of the Link to the Past rando players are having a minor debate on that on their own, since hints can now be turned off for the telepathic tiles with the most recently released version.
Yep, in Ocarina Rando, hints have always been optional. But since Season 2, we have been utilizing the hints need nothing setting, so that you can simply walk up to any hint stones and see what they have in competitive races.
Now, just for the sake of logic understanding, even if you don't need anything to read the hints, is the Stone of Agony still required before any of those hints come into play?
That is only when Stone of Agony is needed to read the hints that the Stone of Agony's placement is taken into account in generation.
Gotcha. And that's why we often call it a paperweight, folks.
Yep. Yeah, since Season 2 and transitioning from having the Stone of Agony reveal hints upon Gossip Stones to hints simply just having, or simply being visible on the Gossip Stones without needing an additional item requirement. Yeah, it is, it's not very useful for much, but it is part of memes percent, so... Off-screen chemo in Goron City Maze, and seeing that hint stone of, hey, did you know? Kakariko is on the way of the hero.
While Wild is about to deal with the cheapest Deku scrub in the vanilla game.
Mm-hmm. What is it, kitty? Why are you screaming?
Business concluded.
Yeah, Phalanx seems to be taking some interesting choices here. not really routing choices so much as like execution choices, it seems like. And Alu seeing that outside Ganon's castle hint foolish.
So we do have Gecklamatee ahead as far as medallions and stones, but just by one medallion.
Yep,
But it is still early.
Geklamatee's player 3 has finished DC, whereas Phalad has not. For shotgun.
Mm-hmm. So it's still close. Still very close.
Come here, dear.
Who did Alu get that hookshot for?
I saw Wild get that a moment before, so I was trying to not spoil it. So that would be for Wild.
Okay. I
was
must
waiting
have
to see
missed
who
the.
sent it, and then I got distracted by Kitty. Because, I mean, come on. Kitty!
Because Kitty.
Hey there!
She's such a cranky old lady. I love her. She's grumpy and old. And noisy. It's almost like she takes after me.
I get the idea of feeling old and cranky.
Yeah, I'm the weird old lady who hangs out with all y'all youngsters.
Whereas I'm the weird old, memeing chair dancer.
That sudden moment where I'm just like, how old is everybody?
I'm in my mid-30s.
Same. Alu
For
just
Twitch,
learned
I
that.
am old.
Yeah. Alu just learned that the bottom of the well has a bomb bag, but I don't think our runners need that at this point.
Yeah, we have seen an abundance of bomb bags. They seem pretty alright with those.
Well, at least we know they won't be duds.
And Cascade just hanging out, shield flicking, presumably waiting for time of day to pass.
And now Alucard has protection.
Gotta love that time of day, right?
Yep. Not quite sure what he's waiting for, but I assume he's got a reason.
I hope it's a good one. All these shield crouchings. It's starting to... Thank you. Alright, heading to the main shop. Ah, strength upgrade.
That's what he was waiting for.
And it was Cascade's own.
Yeah, those are kind of nifty.
I like strength upgrades.
As the Link to the Past people would say, the lifty bits.
Or as some are now calling it, the Infinity Gauntlet.
Well, considering you can get all sorts of crazy colors for your gauntlets nowadays, it's more appropriate than it used to be.
Anyway, Alu has just gone to the west-hand side of Gerudo Valley.
Making use of that long shot.
Actually, Alu rode Epona.
Oh, well, has a long shot. Maybe he's planning on doing horseback archery. But doing the checks on the far side of the valley while waiting for time of day to change, picking up the skulls, checking hamrocks, and most likely, I believe he's got Song of Storm, so yes, about to check the Song of Storm Scrub Grotto here. Off screen, we've got Chemo just now entering the well, and Anaconda just now showing King Mweep Rudo's letter and headed back into Fountain as child.
And wow, DT just learned Deku Tree is foolish.
A little late for that, but you know. Oh my god, my cat is like incredibly lumped right now. She's just draped across me. If I wasn't still in pajamas, I'd take a picture and show y'all. She's being incredibly cute and snuggly.
Alright, Alu ready to deal with the Gerudo guard.
Only have to do this fight once under these settings.
Exactly. Honestly, I get why the vanilla game had you do it 4 times, but having some of these conveniences to speed things up, I really like. But at the same time, I can understand why some people may see that as, not appropriate for Rando. Well, we have multiple settings that you can turn off and on for your own seeds. This is just a long game as is, and so we're trying to expedite some things.
And DT also showing off Rudo's letter to King Weep, and seeing the hint right in front of him that words are hard. Prelude is out in Ice Cavern. Also, adjacent, Cascade Hope picking up Strength from Goron Pot for, it looked like for Phalad.
I thought it was for Chemo, actually.
It might have been. For not himself.
We'll agree on that. And now with Alucard in GTG, this is our first time seeing this.
For a chat who's asking, what squads? Squads is the way you play competitive multi-world. It's the 3v3 going on that we've got here. A 3-player multi-world versus a 3-player multi-world. Both sets of runners are playing the same seed. But since it's a multi-world, players 1, 2, and 3 don't match each other, but both of the player 1s are playing the same version of Hyrule as each other. If that makes sense.
And for those curious about the rule set, now is probably a good time to talk about it. Oh, but first, you know what to do, Lost.
No.
DT read a gossip stone.
Oh, I didn't see it, I'm sorry. I cannot look at 6 things at once. I miss things occasionally.
It was your favorite hint.
Oh, the one pointing at that region that nobody ever visits unless it's hinted, Kakariko, that completely inconvenient, out-of-the-way place to visit?
Yes.
That only has about 3 checks, right?
You got
DT
it.
preparing to visit Jabu and seeing Jabu is Way of the Hero. Lovely hint to get in the fountain just before you head into Jabu.
Hey, this place you're about to go to. Yeah, there's something there. You should probably go there.
So, as Arrow Razor just mentioned, we are using the accessible rule set here. We are also using Shop Sanity and Affordable Scrub Sanity.
I'm going to cut you off there. S&R. Settings are rules for the program that govern how things can be placed. Rule set is rules for the player that governs what they are and are not allowed to do trick-wise.
I was going to say, Phalad, you broke your stream.
This is an ongoing thing that needs clarification, so I am going to make sure that we do not misinform anyone today.
Fair. Thank you.
Did Cascade just get a Deku Foolish hint?
Yeah. So the settings, and I hope I'm saying this right, are Shop Sanity.
We have extra sanities turned on compared to your standard weekly solo races. Yes, we have Shop Sanity and Scrub Sanity enabled.
But in exchange, we do not require 40 Skulltulas or 50 Skulltulas or any visit to the Deku Scrub Theater.
Nor Worst Scrub, because fuck that guy, he's disabled. We have turned that check off. That scrub sucks. We don't like him. We have disabled that location. It's because it is a pain in the butt to route to the top of Death Mountain Crater as Child. That climb up the wall just to do a single check is a pain in the butt. And so, just because it's annoying, it has been disabled for these settings. Just by general consensus among players who were playing a lot of multi-world before this tournament started.
I like the comment of...
more fun leaving that turned off.
You can still get Bunny Hood in BK mode.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, I would rather...
If you run out of things to do, there are things you can go and do that are unnecessary, but sometimes still a little bit beneficial rather than doing nothing. Such as improving your movement speed as Child.
And Cascade, remembering, no, you have to face the king. And ooh, DT just got a hammer.
And Alu in the toilet, if anybody is subscribed here at ZeldaSpeedRuns, you can use your very own ZSR toilet. In this chat and anywhere else on Twitch that you so desire. And I still claim partial credit for that, for convincing Trez that that was a good idea.
This minigame music is... this music is wasted on the minigame? Dang. It's a good dungeon theme. Alright, Alu has finished the plumbing in the toilet. The reward?
Yes? Junk! Simply a bomb refill. Oh well.
In the meantime,
on screen we've got DT and Jabu. Off screen we also have teammate Anaconda in Jabu.
And I believe both of them have Jabu Way of the Hero, or at the very least 2 of the 3 have Jabu Way of the Hero.
Oh, Polyganon.
And, yeah.
Not disagreeing with you there. And Phalad headed to Forest Temple. Is that one of the stone forest temples that is Way of the Hero? Because I'm pretty sure all 3 of them are.
Ooh!
DT picking up Iron Boots for teammate Anaconda. I keep almost saying Alucard. Things that are alliterations amongst themselves are just the bane of my existence.
This is partially why I stick to Wild.
I probably should convince my brain that that's what it's supposed to call that. So, just a quick recap of what we've got going on. Cascade Hope working on Child Zor's domain, and teammate Phalad in the early parts of the Forest Temple. On the other side, we've got DT working on Jabu, Alucard working on GTG. Off screen, we have Chemo doing, looks to be finishing up some child cleanup and transitioning back to adulthood, and Wild in Jabu as well.
And apparently we missed the winning piece of heart, as
Damn it.
Cascade has now found your favorite hint.
Our runners would never go there without that hint. It is so important to know that you need to route in Kakariko.
Of course.
It is so inconvenient to get to otherwise. Why would you visit there? It's like nothing out that away.
Unlike, the Wasteland, where everyone goes to, first thing.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, Ice Statue Chest, another key, not surprised. There are a total of 9 keys in the Gerudo Training Ground. You need 7 of them to access the center item in the maze.
Logically, you need all 9, because you could spend them on right side maze.
But this is where safe scumming can come into play.
Oh yes, it's very useful.
And, Steve, I do not recall who got GTG Baron, if anyone.
I don't recall seeing that, so I'm not sure. I don't recall seeing that from anybody.
Now, I recall Gerudo Fortress.
Somebody got Gerudo Fortress, but Gerudo Training Grounds is a different region as far as hints are concerned.
Then I may as well ask a clarifying question. Normally, Gerudo Fortress is where you get the Gerudo membership. If a fortress is barren and you get the membership in Fortress, does that mean that GTG is implicitly barren?
No. Unshuffled things are not taken into account in that. Such as, Temple of Time can be foolish. That doesn't mean all of adulthood is foolish.
I think.
Excuse me for not wanting to deal with adulthood and college loans and mortgages.
I feel like a better example would be if Lost Woods is foolish, your ocarina is not considered part of that.
Mm-hmm. Under standard race settings, ocarinas are not shuffled. I was just going with something that is fairly universal unless you're playing Roman's Extreme Chaos build.
But
even that, I think, still has the pedestal where the pedestal belongs.
we do have some chat people who are agreeing that adulthood is foolish.
Oh, yes.
I never said it was easy.
Can confirm, adulthood is foolish. However, Temple of Time being hinted as foolish is not going to indicate to you whether or not all of adulthood is foolish or not.
Adulthood is foolish, but unfortunately it's hard required.
Yep, pretty much. Can't. At least under the accessible rule set, you cannot go kill the pig otherwise.
Oh, I'm talking like real life.
I know, and I'm trying to bring it back to Rando.
Wait, we're playing a game?
We're watching
We're
a game.
not playing it. We're just talking about it
Oh.
every few minutes.
I'd hope a little bit more than every few minutes.
Yep, and just so chat's aware of the update on the team tracker, off-screen Wild did pick up Forced Medallion from Jabu.
Ooh, that's an important one. We can get ourselves another song from the Temple of Time, and then once the water medallion, I'm guessing, is found by Wild, that's another song. Now, admittedly, fire and water medallions, you need both of them to do the same thing, and one individually doesn't make a difference, so I'm going to get them inverted on occasion.
Cascade and DT here, both of our player 2s. Cascade's still fairly early on in Jabu, just now getting going in there, whereas DT is now on Baronade Fight, right at the end. So, at least as far as progression within this dungeon, DT is ahead at the moment.
Now we have Phalad checking out that stone forest way of the hero.
Yup, everybody's favorite. Gotta try and keep half an eye on that so that we see what is important in there.
Mm-hmm. Oh! Phalad missed that. That moment when I also realized Phalad doesn't have strength to move the blocks.
Yep, one more check available.
That's why he's trying to do it from up here.
Yep, well, this is where it's easiest to do it from.
Well,
Although, why is he jump slashing? You just do 2 rolls. You just do 2 rolls, dude. You're wearing hovers. You can do a second mid-air roll if you time it right. Alu visiting a Great Fairy, and in this build, Great Fairies do still have their animations if you visit them a second time. That is one of the things that was changed very shortly after, and was one of the sticking points of which version do we play on.
so it looks like Phalad gave up on that. Unsuccessful. But picks up Iron Boots from Cascade's Jabu. I think that's everyone with irons.
Well, at the very least, those irons will allow access to, actually not yet. No, we can get into Water Temple this way.
Phalad does not have irons tracked on their personal tracker, but personal tracking is always somewhat unreliable.
It was just given to them, so they'll mark it eventually. Plus, we can see it on the D-pad icon on just below the button icons.
Oh right, the overlay, the HUD. That's a thing. Sorry, I'm tired.
So am I.
I went to bed early last night, or at least early for me. I went to bed as early as I could based on when I got off work.
People went to bed last night?
I did. Also,
Yep.
Alu just purchased his own Din's Fire from the market.
That'll come in handy. And it looks like DT is opening up the well.
Well, this will be our first time we see a player 2 enter here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe both our off-screen runners have visited the well.
Purr purr.
Sorry, kitty trying to nuzzle the mic boom.
I mean, I didn't say I was complaining.
All right.
She likes the mic boom.
All right. And what did I just see on Alu's side in the Tektite Grotto?
I didn't catch a look, so I
It
can't
didn't-
help with that, sorry.
It didn't look rupee shaped, but it did look like it had some yellow.
Huh.
I mean, maybe it was rupee shaped and the water just looked distorted on my end.
If you're asking about commentary, I am a lady, or at least allegedly a lady. I identify as a woman.
I am Wolfman 2000. I am sometimes called Dance Dad, but I do not assign myself as a dad. I do go by masculine pronouns, though.
As do
I'm also
I.
sometimes known as Mod Mom.
I'm just that guy that rolls all dungeon seeds.
So does that mean we call you a fool or something?
I don't know. I haven't been given a nickname yet.
Ooh,
DT's sending a wallet to Wild.
that means Giant's Wallet. Remember that because we are playing with Shop Sanity settings, I hope I said that right, we have 3 wallets in play per player.
Yes, well, 4 if you count the starting child's wallet. 3 upgrades.
That is
Adults,
fair.
Giants, and Tycoons. Which you will often hear me miss-say as Titans, because that was one of the things that was in consideration for what to call it. And I still think that's a cooler name, and my brain still thinks that that is objectively the right choice.
So in other words, it's like the creation of a meme when we try to figure out what to call it. Got it. Anyway, Alu just picked up a Goron tunic from DT's Well Dive. However, if I'm seeing Alu's tracker, fire is a stone dungeon.
We're hearing some freaking awesome Zelda 1 music going on Cascade's side, by the way.
Agreed. And it's about to go.
Yeah,
Gokko is a
still
little
cool
easy.
while it lasts.
Oh, did I misread that? Oh, okay, well, let me zoom in again. I did misread that. Fire is a medallion, so that Goron tunic may come in handy.
I do not know how to read Alucard's tracker. I am not familiar with that layout, so I can't read any of it. Although it looks like his off-screen counterpart Chemo has finally filled in what is stones and medallions on his personal tracker, so hopefully that will help me keep track of what player ones are up to a little bit better.
Keyword, hopefully.
Yeah.
On the medallion stone count, Gecklamatee is head by 2 medallions. 1 light medallion, 1 forest medallion.
Ooh,
Oh, and
there's
DT's
just
spending wild some strength.
Wonder if that's Wild's first strength?
It is.
From bottom of the well.
So Wild has to find 2 more.
Well, one of them is double wallet locked.
And the third one is unknown right now.
And Cascade just finishing up the room pre-boss room, headed to go fight Baronade now. DT still clearing out the well. Phalad looks like playing Song of Storms in the Windmill. Just point a note for folks in the future, you do not have to stand directly in front of him to trigger this cutscene and the transition in the well. It just has to be in the building.
I'm
And
going to have to remember
Eldar
that.
changing ages right now. Going back to adulthood. Off screen, we've got Chemo headed into the Lost Woods as adults, and Wild doing a bit of shopping in the Kakariko shop as adult.
Interesting routing choices there, but that's just how it works at times. After all, we do have, strength to buy. I'm sure DT appreciates that.
I don't think that was the same strength that Cascade has.
And Wild heading into that place that everybody loves. Way of the Hero, Stone Forest.
Woohoo!
So that's what Wild's up to off screen. Just now starting Forest Temple.
Now, does Wild have
I don't
strength?
believe I don't. Yeah, Wild just got sent first strength just a few minutes
from
ago,
the
so
well.
we'll be able to make a little bit deeper progress than counterpart Phalad could, due to Phalad getting strength locked and just kind of not being able to execute a trick. And Phalad picking up his own boomerang, which Wild picked up like 40 minutes ago for himself.
But still, knowing that that's there for required Jabu for Forest Medallion. Woo!
Yep, yeah, that's why off-screen Wild was able to go into Jabu at all, was due to picking up that boomerang in the well.
And Big Poe providing a redundant slingshot from Alu to DT. Not what we're looking for.
Not very helpful.
Now, Cascade. Wonder where they're heading.
Possibly gonna go do well as well. Well.
Well, I could believe that. However... Yeah, okay. I was wondering if we were perhaps going to hear, or rather see the sunset, because I don't remember if Cascade took care of Dampe yet.
Not sure.
I don't recall.
But it does look like Cascade is heading straight up towards the windmill area. So, probably going to pick up that strength for Phalad here in just a moment. Which will allow Phalad to go back to Forest Temple.
And Cascade just received a paperweight.
Phalad very, very cautiously moving through this room.
And Alu about to enter Water Temple.
We have a water temple dip.
We do have a Water Temple dip, and remember, for Alu, this is stone water.
Mm-hmm. I don't recall seeing any hints one way or another, though.
At best, we've seen hints for specific chests. I know for one of the players, the boss key chest has a rupee.
It's possible that some of the items for it, or for Water Temple, came from away the hero location, so they're using that to justify going to Stonewater.
I would use that to personally. I'd be more inclined to, if it hasn't already been checked, check the Tech Grotto, and also checking bottom of fountain. So those are also enabled. Diving in the lab, not enabled with iron boots. That is in fact still a sequence break. Unless you enable the trick, which is now available in latest builds, but the only trick enabled in the multi-world tournament is fewer tunic requirements. All other optional tricks are not enabled.
Which, after coming and seeing a few of the recent weeklies, I will get used to the settings again once the jumping back and forth between settings can be a little jarring. Ooh,
Well
strength.
then, Phalad finally getting some strength as Cascade picks it up in the well.
That was the chest outside of the coffin room.
Yep, that is where DT picked it up from a few minutes ago. That is upcoming community settings poll. That is still something actively being debated by the mod team. I was actually working on editing down some of the pros cons lists to be a little bit more coherent and spelling friendly and whatnot earlier before this race started, but it's still quite the project, and it's still undetermined when to release it into the wild, so it is still a work in progress. It is a thing that is still being worked on, if not particularly actively every single day. But it is still in the works. For what the 5.1 community settings will be, which has no bearing in the multi-world tournament, but is still something that a lot of OOTR fans and players are eager for.
Alright, looks like DT just recently got Din's Fire from Wild. And Alu is heading straight towards Darklink.
It's a wallet for Phalad.
I hate having to do this room vanilla that Alu's in now. I hate it. It's terrible. Without hovers, although he is taking a little bit more time than strictly necessary due to having long shot, there is actually a trick shot you can do to skip one of these transitions that he didn't do, but there is one slight optimization you can do if you have long shot instead of just hook shot like you would have in vanilla. Ooh, seeing something very relevant off screen, but not sure we want to spoil what that goodie is there. Hello, ZSR3!
Woohoo!
Welcome!
GG to the Breath of the Wild any percent runners who just wrapped up their races there.
And now... Cascade's music would actually be appropriate against Dark Link right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, Darklink didn't show up until Zelda 2. That's vanilla original OG Zelda music there. Huh. Best of 3 went to 3 games. Okay, well don't tell us the winner in case anybody wants to go back and check the VOD.
Lost one.
But...
It's totally lost. Lost won the match.
yes, somehow I have been playing Breath of the Wild any percent while calming
Yeah.
multi-world. That is totally a thing that a human could do.
And off Alu goes to the river chest. Uh-oh, uh-oh, get out of the, these, funnels, or whatever you call them. Not exactly the friendliest thing to deal with. But there we go, we have safety.
On screen, we've got Cascade still working on the well, DT in Forest Temple, Phalad heading into Jabu by the look of it, and Alucard working on Water Temple. Off screen, we've got Chemo in GTG, and Wild is just headed into Zora's Fountain as adult, probably headed to Ice Caverns after doing the checks in the fountain.
Makes sense. Now, what does this dragon chest have for Alu?
Zone
Alu's...
scale.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Was there anything?
Also, whoops, looks like Alu forgot to disable capture cursor.
That's a minor
Seeing a
thing.
mouse over there.
The thing is, I'm
Ooh,
trying...
Wild getting something very important at the bottom of the fountain. I won't say what, but yeah.
Wow, I missed it then. But this is where...
It'll be for you in just a moment, I think, since you are slightly behind me for watching off, or not Alu, for Anaconda. I keep saying the wrong player's name. Things that are alliterations should not be allowed.
If it's what I think it is, then yes, we will see something shortly. Just gotta climb up, and yep, I can confirm, Wild did find Alu's mirror shield.
At the bottom of Zora's Fountain.
Ugh.
That's good use of iron boots there. Yeah, I can't words good. I don't know why people let me keep getting on microphone out here to commentate these races, but for some reason y'all put up with me, and the volunteer teams keep allowing me to showcase my giant air quotes talents.
we have a mouse cursor on Cascade's stream.
You have fun with this, and it's... You treat people with respect, what more can we ask for?
The respect is up for debate if you're a friend of mine. I am quite prone to, when playing multi-worlds myself, yelling, "You fuckers!" at everyone. Not sure that counts as respectful, but, you know, I try and treat people well, while still, expressing my own emotions. Yes, I say it in a loving way. It's a term of endearment. Somehow. And Cascade, checking out the Composer Grave, gonna see what song that has.
Nocturne.
Nocturne.
That's kind of an important one.
It's a song that, you know, is needed.
And, Alucard going for a sequence break that is still a sequence break in the, weekly settings. I do not want to go into Central Pillar without a Zora Tunic.
With, what's that, 9-10 hearts, it's not too mean. Much less than that, and I'm not a fan.
What? You can't do it with 4 hearts?
I don't think the good players can do it on 4.
Also, it was just for
I mean, Dotso probably could if he was allowed to use some glitches and stuff, but there's probably glitchy ways of playing it out. But things allowed under the accessible rule set, 6 is kind of the bare minimum. And you gotta be sharp with your execution to pull it off in 6. For those unaware, my execution is not sharp.
It's as dull as a Deku stick.
Deku sticks can hurt, you know.
Well, it is.
That doesn't mean they're sharp.
Yeah. I didn't say they couldn't hurt. They are a blunt weapon.
Getting bludgeoned with a club is still gonna hurt, even if it isn't sharp.
Fair point. DT trying to finish up Forest, hoping to get out of there quickly. Everyone doing their stone forests today. At least that's what it feels like.
Everyone was stone forest way of the hero.
Finishing up the outer loop in GTG. Even visiting the dreaded toilet. And Anaconda is still working their way through ice caverns. Making liberal use of ground jumps. And getting a ground jump interrupted there just now with something nifty. Somebody's gonna find something nifty for Anaconda here shortly.
I'm gonna guess it's from DT. From this chest here. There it is!
Lifty bits!
So now
that
the
is
only
silvers.
Which means the only strength missing is in Alu's shop that requires the Giant's Wallet.
Mm-hmm.
And right now the only one with a Giant's Wallet is Wild.
Anaconda.
Yeah. Uh-oh, low heart warning.
Cascade has low health again.
Hey, we said it was gonna happen. But getting that flame storage.
And I can see looking at Node that Jason has turned him all the way down.
Yeah, well, it's been like that since the first time. Like, it is as low as I
Oh,
can
you
make
did
it.
never turn it back up?
No, I never
Aw.
turned it back up.
Well, once he gets a heart, turn it back up. Let chat hear these awesome custom sequences and stuff going on. Let them hear some game sounds.
Well, whatever the heart shows up.
Once he gets some health, yeah. Right now, you don't want this. So I'm gonna assume it's noisy enough for chat.
Polyganon, damn it, Cascade horsing around with his audio.
And trapping Morpha in the corner. Making quick work of that tentacle monster.
Goodbye.
While Big Octo attempting to trap Phalad.
For some reason, Sexy Gomas still refer to Morpha as Water Goma instead of Hentai Goma. For some reason, that's Baronade, and I'm sorry, I think those are backwards. I disagree with Nukes on the Goma naming conventions. I think those really should be swapped.
Siberian World 1 might have AD. Their Saria song is Requiem.
And World 3
Their Saria song is Requiem?
That's yeah.
That's a string of words.
Let's try again. Ocarina of Time for Team 1 or for Player 1's is Saria's. Player 3's is Requiem on Ocarina of Time. I may have those backwards.
You do.
Player 2 has Bolero. That we know for sure.
Player 1 was Requiem. Player 3 is Saria. And Jason is currently running on maybe about half an hour to an hour of sleep. Jason is very tired.
Lost is running on like 9 hours, but that's still not enough right now.
I'm working off of somewhere between 7 to 8, but mind you, I've also been up since about 7:30 a.m.
Cover all the bases.
Due to my current medical situation, I need a lot of sleep.
Cover all the bases. Some players have songs. Thanks, Polyganon.
Some players have songs. All of them need more, probably.
Some players currently have songs. They also still have songs they have yet to check.
Actually, now that I notice it, hold on. I'm double checking the trackers again because where's Phalad supposed to get Zelda's Lullaby again?
I'm not sure.
Because I think they're the only player missing it.
I know where Wild picked it up at, and I decided not to spoil that. It is,
Gotcha. Okay, then you can keep it quiet if you still wish.
It is off the beaten path.
I know where it is.
It's clearly vanilla.
Yeah, 2 hours, 20 minutes in, somebody still hasn't visited Zelda yet.
Oh, Phalad having a difficult Baronade fight, though.
Oh, I get Nuke's thought about it. Either the electrical tentacles at the start or the top tentacles at the end. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah, Phalad is, according to Nukes, fighting Hentai Goma right now, but I really think that Morpha is more appropriately Hentai Goma.
Well,
we're in civil disagreement about who should be called what.
Ooh.
Well, DT just took out
Fool!
Phantom Goma and made Wild regret it.
Ooh.
Yep, that
Ice.
lovely stone forest.
Ice Trap Wallet.
Yep. And now Gecklamatee has all of their Zora sapphires.
Woo! Phalad has
Don't know
double
if that's
magic.
a good thing or a bad thing, but they do.
Because Cascade finally decided to go do Dompe Racing. This is the
That
kind
is
of
a
thing...
risky play, putting that off.
Oh, look!
And getting sent an ice trap.
Alucard's facing against my favorite enemies. I died to these Stalfos 3 times. This was terrible.
Only 3?
It was terrible. Haunted Wasteland is foolish. PTSD with Stalfos, yes!
Alu finding the boss key.
Woo! That's gonna be needed.
Yeah, that is kind of an important one, if you're planning on beating the dungeon. And Alu getting sent a bottled fish from Wild, who is working on Spirit Temple right now.
I could use some salmon right now. What? It's a good fish.
Y'all can keep your seafood to yourselves.
Fair enough.
I'm allergic to shellfish and don't like regular fish. Y'all can keep that stuff.
Then I thank you for at least trying the ones with fins and scales.
One of my exes used to crack jokes that the only thing raised in water that I like is rice.
It's an interesting way to put it.
And it's not a particularly inaccurate statement either.
No, it's interesting.
Yeah, cranberries are alright. Cranberries are fine. Cranberry juice is really tasty.
The thing about cranberry juice for me, or maybe I've just only had it in cranberry cocktail flavor, ocean spray and stuff like that. But I don't think I've ever had cranberry juice that doesn't have that kick to it. Also, Alu finding more strength.
Woo!
Silvers!
So, I don't know. That's just a me thing, I guess.
Yeah. No, it's tart, and sour things are not for everybody. So, I don't expect everybody to like cranberry juice. I like it, though.
Phalad buys Din's fire and then is given fire arrows.
Well, Din's is still easier to use for most applications.
Well, and it was... He got fire arrows and then immediately left... he got Din's fire, leaving behind the ice trap fire arrows in the shop, only to get the actual fire arrows.
Ah.
And Phalad opting not to bomb the lady.
You can't if you accept it while still in that forward screen. If she asks, do you want to play again, and then you back away from the line and then see what's on round 2, then you can bomb her or just walk away.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that is a strat that I saw recently utilized that I've started trying to remember to do myself, so that you don't have to drop 10 chews to get out of that.
Alright, now why is Phalad choosing to grow up? I thought we established that growing up was foolish.
Phalad might be going back to Forest Temple now with strength. Also getting that Requiem there on Prelude. And I think Phalad also has everything for Shadow Temple. And immediately goes back Child.
I ask my then I wasn't exactly expecting that as an answer.
See, Cascade's showing us how you get through this maze utilizing a hammer. You know, the thing Phaelad had but didn't do anything with.
Yup! We gotta remember to ask him about that thought process. Assuming, they're willing to come in for interview at the end. Oh, Alu getting, knocked around a little bit by that floor master there. Being a little bit troublesome.
There's something satisfying about walking into a scrub grotto with 3 Deku scrubs and just hammering them all out of the ground.
That is the single most satisfying thing you can do in this game. It is so gratifying to walk in and just, like, do a rolling jump off of the ledge and then swing your hammer to just Thor's hammer it down onto the ground and stun everything in the room. It is one of the most pleasant things as an end user to do.
Alright, now what will this great fairy offer for Cascade? I've lost track as to all the different ones we've seen by now.
And just gonna point out that both of our player ones are working on Forest Temple. Alucard in there on-screen, and Chemo working on it off-screen on the Khadgar. Yep, you are hearing Goron Lullaby. That is some of the custom non-default music and fanfares that Cascade has turned on.
Lala. There's a comment that their tunic colors made them look like Teletubbies.
Like what?
Teletubbies.
Oh gosh, I forgot that was a thing for a moment.
It hasn't been a thing for a long time.
I feel like a lot of people try to forget
in our
that was a
collective
thing.
memories.
I feel like a lot of people try to forget that that was a thing.
Then why did you bring it up?
Because chat brought
Because
it
chat
up.
brought it up.
Chat, why did you bring it up?
Because they're chat! That's what they do!
Bringing up torturous memories since, when did we start doing this?
I don't know when the first OOTR restream was shown. I want to say August of last year, but it might have been July as well.
Those were some light arrows for Phaelad.
That's kind of important. Those are
Those-
sort of needed to beat the game.
Those are only partially required.
I'm sorry, Cascade won the Tunic contest. Like, Tunic race was determined as soon as they all loaded into their worlds, and Cascade won the Tunic race. That purple is definitely the best. And yes, now that Jason has turned Cascade's music back on, Chad is being able to hear some of these custom sequences that I've been chit-chatting about that I assumed that they could hear because I thought he had turned Cascade sound back on after the first horse incident.
However,
Are you like criticizing my restreaming?
Of course!
Rude.
It wouldn't be a ZSR restream without Lost bitching about audio somewhere.
So mean.
Like, seriously, that's the only thing I do towards the production value of these streams, is complain about audio things that need fine-tuning.
well, if nothing else, you are improving the quality of the stream in one way or the other.
Somehow or another. Maybe. Possibly. Hi, kitty. What? Really? That so? I'm seriously just talking to her. I'm not even touching her.
Well, you know, we have kitty commentary, so I've added our commentator to our group.
She even
Wait,
has her own Twitch
seriously?
emote. Not kidding, she really does. No one's ever gonna use it because it's a tier 2 emote, but it exists!
Suddenly I go upgrade my subscription to you. What is Arrow doing in there?
In the meantime, DT is in medium fire and does
I think I need
find
to
the boss.
open up the restream to see what you're up to.
Oh, it's actually really simple.
Oh, I'm sure it is, I just can't see it.
I think I need to check this too.
Fair enough, fair enough.
It wouldn't be a Jason restream without Bongo Cat. And look, kitty commentary. Except
Leave it up.
Except when I first did this, I put it over Arrow's face. And so, that's why they said, what is Arrow doing in there?
Yep.
I almost put it over yours, but then the cat meowed, and I'm like, nope, just gonna put it down here.
That's the appropriate spot.
Fourth commentator.
Uh-oh. DT is going to Pierre's chest. We already have the boss key from there. What else do we need?
Wait, twitter.com/kitty commentary? What?
She has her own Twitter!
What the?
And has for like 3 years!
What? What the?
It's almost never updated, but it exists.
Oh, I'm gonna follow the hell out of that.
Alright, Alu is almost done with Forest Temple, just has to deal with a few more Post Sisters.
I couldn't remember who
Yes.
had the fire temple. Foolish.
Well, I don't think it was the player 2s, either that or they both forgot. And Phalad now entering Forest, or trying to. There we go.
As far as who's winning, I mean, it's hard to say for sure, but Gecklamatee has 1 medallion and 2 stone lead.
I feel like it's a little close. I mean,
It is. This is a fairly hard one to call. Nobody's done anything that puts them decidedly ahead, although from what I've seen off screen, I feel like Wild is a bit ahead of Phalad.
uh-oh,
As far as the
Cascade?
player 3s
Cascade,
go.
you're not gonna have time!
No. There.
There. Also, we're gonna see something lovely on Alu's side in just a moment. Jason, get the memes ready.
The memes.
Hi, Greg.
Hi, Greg.
Oh my god, the memes. I realized I still had the Twitter up. Ah, Bongo Cat's on top of Greg. Wait, was oh, that was just another bomb bag for Feelat. Okay. I was like, wait, was that actually his first bombs, or have I just like not been keeping up with this at all?
Everyone has bombs by this point.
That's good. Oof. I'm literally just sitting here listening to this music, like it's great.
Yeah.
It's good music. It's hard to resist. I want to groove right now, but if I groove, I lose focus. Alright. DT, trying to perform a jump to head to Volvagia, struggling with it and running out of time here.
Yeah, it's thankfully something that you can reset out of with minimal punishment, and as soon as you make it through the boss door, it resets your timer for the beginning of the Volvagia fight.
And DT does have a fairy set aside ready for Volvagia.
It looks like wanting to get a couple more hearts, though, trying to farm those keys. Down, looks like 3 hearts from max right now. Since you reset, can always just go back over and get those fairy pots again, but it's like going back to attempting the jump. Looks like he's starting a little too far back. That would be my guess. And doing C-up. I don't know why he's doing C-up. It's just a 90-degree turn. In my experience, you want to start a little further forward than that.
Oh, then he gets it.
Pulled it off anyway, though.
Meantime, Alu's not getting a lot of crouch stabs in on Phantom Ganon. And we have a very high intense close volley there.
But Phantom Ganon is down.
For folks wanting to add custom music and fanfares to their own rando seeds, that is the instructions on how.
There's Din's Fire for Cascade.
And is that a Viggoron sword that I'm seeing?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Yep. Big stabby.
Well, Wild now has a big stabby.
We've also seen several mini Goron
Wild
swords.
has the full cutlery set.
And DT still has that fairy, right?
I
I'm
believe
not
so.
sure. Believe so. Although you don't want to be on hanging off the ledge like that when it kicks in, because then you fall. And as soon as you spawn, you're back in lava and taking damage. That's one of those times where it's safer to just, you know, get up and put yourself at risk of the boulders.
Actually, due to the heart color, it's hard for me to tell if DT did take damage.
Looks like you took half a heart. As best as I can tell, although the resolution is low. commentary by default views the featured runners in 360p. Since with 4 of them on screen, it's a little bit taxing to do otherwise. Folks who do have quality options, you're able to switch that up if you have a good computer and you're commentating.
And then for the restream, there's either the option for the source, or what I think it's 360. But
yeah, I don't actually know where in the restream stuff that change even occurs.
I do, because I've had to use it. But new internet, I haven't had to do so today.
There you go.
Yay!
DT with the Forest Medallion.
Woohoo!
Upping that to 2 lime Skittles for Gecklamatee.
Yep.
I keep wanting to say Gecklamatee, which is not correct. Which isn't even a damn word. It's just... I look at that name and that's what my brain comes to.
Oh, the Gecklamatee. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to say it.
According to chat earlier, yes, it is the play on Calamity. And for reasons unknown, I am trusting chat on that.
Well, and they were also saying it's also
Alu
based
is now
off of their...
lowering the well.
It's also based off their mascots, I think they said. A gecko, a clam, and a manatee.
Gecko, llama, and manatee is what chat is saying.
Well, that's what one person in chat was saying. Others earlier today were saying it was clam.
Don't know. Anaconda does have, on his personal overlay, does have what appears to be a penguin repeatedly falling over, a baby penguin falling over, and a manatee swimming into the glass in an aquarium. So... But there is nothing similar on either DT or Alu's stream overlays.
Well, if we're gonna talk about stream overlays, I mean, one of the interesting things that that I'm noticing with Shotgun-Fist-Fight is all of them have the same theme.
They have the
basically.
same overlay, they just have different colored links. Yeah, it's pretty adorable, actually.
Yeah, I loved that one when I first saw it. I was like, that
The
is
only downside
adorable.
is that makes that their game screen only taking up like a third of the screen, so it's a little bit harder to like read hints and stuff on that team. Because the game feed is taking up a smaller percentage of the screen real estate.
Wild, why did you have to send DT an ice trap?
Rude.
I mean, granted, it wasn't a known ice trap. It was, Wild is right now in chat.
No, Wild should have known. It's Wild's fault. Were those more light arrows?
Alu picking up light arrows in the well. Yep.
There will not be a light arrow bet today.
Yeah, those are kind of important, and I saw, Wild, or, no, not Wild, Chemo pick, I believe Chemo picked those up off screen, a while back. Okay, lad, finding boss key for Forest Temple.
And DT actually playing Saria's song in front of Mido.
Mido skip skip, which in my opinion is definitely easier than reverse Mido skip.
I just don't skip I just don't skip the kid at all, which I guess is perhaps part of the joke.
Yeah, that's Mido skip skip. It's playing the song for him.
But that's
You're
normal.
skipping Mido skip. Yes, but
Why?
Mido skip has become so normalized that Mido skip skip is a thing.
Why am I trying to discuss semantics here?
See, that was your first, second, third, and fifth mistake.
What was my fourth?
Agreeing to join us on commentary.
Clearly, mistakes were made.
Magic!
Thank you, DT. Oh wait, it's just double magic.
Double magic for Alucard.
And
DT's
DT's the
DT
only.
still has no magic.
Yeah.
And same with Cascade.
So,
Yep, both player twos still wondering where their magics are.
I was gonna say, what do you think? Should we do a bet for that one? That's an
Where
item
is
we
player
haven't found.
Where is the first player two magic? Yeah, that seems like a perfectly fine bet.
I like it.
Remember, chat, the more specific, the better. But if nobody gets it right, the vague ones will